Hi guys, it's me, Skylar Capri, and today I have a very exciting review for you if I can find the product I'm reviewing, and that is going to be Champagne Apple and Honey. Now, Champagne Apple and Honey recently came out as a part of their Fall 2025 collection. It's been coming out for years. It's a long-standing favorite, and this is actually the first time I have picked this up in body care. Now, not only do we have Champagne Apple and Honey, we're going to be comparing it to Beautiful Day, we're going to be comparing it to Pumpkin Apple, and we are going to be comparing it to Crisp Morning Air, as well as Sweater Weather. All of these have some type of apple note. Two of them are available in body care this year. We also have some things that'll be in home fragrance and PocketBacs. So we are going to be doing a comprehensive review of Champagne Apple and Honey, and much largely those more apple-y scents for the fall at Bath & Body Works. That being said, if you're returning to my channel, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. We do all things Bath & Body Works on my channel, especially the body care. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's dive right on into the review. All right, you guys, so diving on into the review, I picked up Champagne Apple and Honey in the Mini Fine Fragrance Mist. Now, this one retails for $8.95, and if you did just receive a coupon mailer, so that would be coupons that came in your mail. I know some people received a full product up to $16.95 coupon. I know I received a $7 men's product, 20% off my entire purchase, and then a free gift up to a certain amount. I used my free gift up to that $9.95 price point on this one. As far as the packaging goes, this one is so pretty. I love the red, and I believe it's a red bottle. Yeah, so it looks like a red bottle. The fragrance actually isn't that red color. I believe the fragrance is clear, but this one has a really pretty kind of red and black flannel design. And then when you hit the center, you have this wax seal, which is almost like a burgundy maroon, and this really cute apple. Now, the apple itself does look like it was kind of drawn, which I feel like is a really cute touch as opposed to like something that would be realistic. And then you have obviously the rest of the packaging, same thing there. You have the gold border at the top of the sticker, and then you have the gold sprayer as well. And then you have Champagne Apple and Honey written in white with champagne in almost like this all caps, and then Apple and Honey in a cursive. I think this looks really great, and this is pretty much exactly what it looks like in the full size bottle as well. So pretty much identical packaging there. But I really enjoy the packaging this year, you guys. I think this was the most appropriate and the best red that they could have chosen for this. It's not a fire truck red. It's much more of this rich kind of fall maroon type of red, really nicely done. Now, getting into the actual fragrance itself. So this one, unfortunately, I just remember that they don't have the notes on the back of this, but I know it's some type of apple, and then sparkling champagne, and then jasmine honey. The type of apple, I don't know if it's, is it Pink Lady apple? It's some type of apple. It's either Pink Lady apple, Gala apple. Please comment it down below if you are able to access it or you remember it. But it's some type of apple, sparkling champagne, and then the jasmine honey. I don't know why I just blanked on that. Okay, let's give her a spray. Okay, the fragrance mist is clear, by the way, in case you were curious. Let's give her a spray and let her dry it down. And you guys, this one is really strong. I wore it yesterday morning because I did pick these all up yesterday at the Total Body Care sale. If you haven't watched the haul yet, I do have a haul up on all of that. But I sprayed this at I think like noon. By 5:36, again, I was one spray, no layering, no lotion, no anything. I was still smelling it. So these have a really nice wearability. And that's something with Bath & Body Works products as of late. People are saying they're really watered down. So I would recommend if you're looking for something long lasting, the fall line, definitely check it out. But okay, I think we are completely dried down. All right, let's break it down scent note by scent note. This is definitely an apple forward fragrance. If you don't like apple as the center note, maybe you like apple in the background, this might not be for you. You definitely smell Champagne Apple and Honey. Like, it's appley. It's very appley. It has a sweet apple. It's not so much of like that fresh apple. So maybe if that freshness of something like a Sweater Weather is not for you, this is definitely a sweeter, kind of like a Crisp Morning Air sweeter almost. As far as the sparkling champagne, a lot of people, when they hear champagne, they immediately think champagne toast. This is going to smell really bubbly and boozy. And I can confirm that that is not the case in this one. It's definitely not like this kind of almost artificial bubbly fragrance. And I have owned champagne toast on multiple occasions, and I totally understand what that one smells like. This one, I don't get a huge champagne note. I almost get a really slightly kind of just like the smell of it, not so much like a bubbly note to it at all. It's just kind of a nice, kind of soft champagne smell. And then as far as the jasmine honey, This definitely has a slight floral component in it, which is coming from that jasmine. As somebody who loves jasmine, I think it's a really nice addition. If you're somebody that doesn't want any floral in your fragrance, I would probably smell this one in store before you pick it up. And as far as that honey note, it does say it's jasmine honey. I don't really get a honey note to it. I don't get anything syrupy or sticky or kind of like a gourmand at all. I wouldn't categorize this as a gourmand. I much more get like a fresh, sweet apple with a slight floral note. However, this definitely, the way that the apple is in it, I would definitely say that this is a fall apple, not a spring apple, not a summer apple, like a country apple or a beautiful day, which we'll talk about in a second. This is definitely much more of a fall apple. Let's get into comparing this with everything else. So we just sprayed Champagne Apple and Honey. Next one we're going to compare it to is Crisp Morning Air. So Crisp Morning Air did come out in the body care a couple of years ago, but it does come back in the candle pretty much almost every year. It's also usually in the pocket bags as well. Okay, similar, Crisp Morning Air is definitely sweeter. This is a very, very sweet apple. Yeah. Now, almost like borderline artificially sweet smelling apple, but not like a baked apple dessert. Still that fresh apple, but just a very, very sweet, almost like super ripe apple. While Champagne Apple and Honey, definitely much more of that fresh apple, outdoorsy apple. So I would say that's the difference there. If you want a really gourmand apple, Crisp Morning Air, if it was available in the body care, which unfortunately it's not, might be the way to go. But because it's not available in the body care, I don't think there's anything that I would really point you in the direction to right now at Bath & Body Works. You might need to wait till more as we get into like the Christmas months to kind of have another apple fragrance. Really nice, but Crisp Morning Air is definitely pulling sweeter than this one. The next apple fragrance we have is Beautiful Day. A lot of people love this one. I don't remember the last time it's been available. It has been, I want to say, maybe a year or two since we've seen this one come back. And if it did come back, it was most likely an online exclusive for spring. But this one has notes of sun-kissed apple, sparkling cassis, wild daisies, pink peony, and fresh woods. So this one is definitely, if I remember it correctly, yeah, this is definitely much more of a spring apple. It almost has like an apple hand soap. If you're familiar, like if you go to a gas station or like a rest stop and you wash your hands, sometimes it's like a really cherry scent. Sometimes it kind of has that like milky kind of soap fragrance to it. This is almost like that milky like soap fragrance, but then you add apple on top of it. Definitely much more of a spring apple. You can tell right off the bat. It's a creamier apple. It's almost like an apple like yogurt, which doesn't make any sense at all. I know, I'm sorry. This one's a hard one to describe. I would say there's something in here. Maybe it's the pink peony. It's a really creamy floral with an apple hint. That's what I'll say. While Champagne Apple and Honey, you don't get any of that creaminess. It's much more of this slightly sweet, fresh apple. It smells really good, much more like fresh as this one is much more of that like floral kind of creamy backing, and then you have the apple on top of it. Champagne Apple and Honey is definitely more of that direct apple. So if you don't like this one, still check out Champagne Apple and Honey. They are definitely very different. This one pulls into that kind of creamy floral world, while Champagne Apple and Honey is much more of your fresh. I would say, and I can definitely see, this is definitely more appropriate for these spring months. It's just that floral kind of really overtakes the apple in this one. Champagne Apple and Honey, if you were thinking, I might not like this because of that jasmine honey, still try it. I don't get a lot of jasmine in this, especially when I compare it to something like Beautiful Day. Now, one of the last fragrances we have to compare this to is Pumpkin Apple. This is not going to be the same scent as all. I know that, but I do want to put this out there because I know a lot of people like this one in the past, and they might be looking for something similar. So Pumpkin Apple, this is fall in a bottle. Like, this is fall in a bottle. You have that clove, you have that cinnamon, you have that pumpkin allspice, almost like a pumpkin pie. And you have that apple, but it's like a simmering apple, like almost like if you put apple and cinnamon in a pan and mix it up. This one's so good. This one definitely has that spice to it. Champagne Apple and Honey, again, it's going that fresh route. There's not really any baked goodness to this. There's not any spice to Champagne Apple and Honey. It's definitely much more of that fresh apple. So if you were turned off by something like this, or maybe Leaves last year, you were like, man, I really wanted an apple, but that one, or not Leaves last year, Leaves 2 years ago. If you really wanted a fragrance like that, but you were like, ooh, that is just way too spicy for me, check out Champagne Apple and Honey. Champagne Apple and Honey, you might really like that one. Now, the last fragrance that I do want to review it to, or compare it with, is the Sweater Weather. So Sweater Weather has has notes of sun-crisped apple, autumn leaves, and orchard woods, so another apple fragrance currently available as well. Now this is definitely much more of that unisex. It pulls into the leaves, it pulls into the woods. It's definitely much more of like a cologne-y type of vibe. Now I do think the Fine Fragrance Mist is a little bit sweeter than the lotion, but as far as comparing it to Champagne Apple and Honey, Champagne Apple and Honey really takes over on that apple fragrance. So here's really what I would say. If you like apple fragrances, just apple, that's really the center note that you want, I would say Champagne Apple and Honey would be a great choice for you. I'm just talking about the body care that's currently available. If you like apple, but you're not really a huge apple fan, maybe you just kind of like fresh and clean scents, or maybe apple's incorporated to some of the fragrances you already own, but it's not like the direct fragrance, Sweater Weather might be the way to go. So really good fragrances out available for apple lovers out there. Champagne Apple and Honey is definitely that more direct, sweeter apple, while Sweater Weather is much more of a unisex, fresh and clean, but it does have that kind of your skin but better apple-y type of vibe to it. So that is what I would say there. But as far as reviewing Champagne Apple and Honey, on the actual like packaging itself, I'm gonna give this one a 10. I love the packaging of this line. I think it is so fitting, elegant, elevated, but still screams kind of nostalgic fall. As far as pricing goes on this one, it's the exact same as everything else in the collection. It's all coupon eligible, so I really can't complain about pricing there. And then as far as scent goes on this one, I'm giving this one a 9 out of 10. I was so back and forth on buying this one in the full size, but ultimately, I just think that the Fine Fragrance Mist is the best version of this. The lotion and the shower gel, it's something I know I would get sick of after 5 to 10 uses. So I definitely wanted to be more mindful of what I was picking up. In the Fine Fragrance Mist, I would say it's the sweetest. That seems to be a trend this year out of all of the product types available, except for like Book Loft. Book Loft goes very almost like sour on me and kind of like a salt and pepper fragrance on myself. I don't know why that is, but I would say for Sweater Weather, for things like Champagne Apple and Honey, and even Glazed Pumpkin, I'm finding that to be the sweetest version. If you're looking for, which product type to buy, I would say the Fine Fragrance Mist is sweeter, and I think that's why I like this one in just the Fine Fragrance Mist as opposed to picking it up in everything else. But you guys, that wraps up this review. I hope you enjoyed, found it helpful. Let me know in the comments down below if you're planning on picking this one up or you already have. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.